Welcome you cuties to my channel with an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me and you're new to my channel, I welcome you. I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness, sharing my life stories with Asperger's syndrome, OCD and the like. I also talk about some, hidden messages of hope to give you guys clarity, understanding and the like, as well as some tips and tricks along the way of how to manage your everyday personal struggles regardless of what they are, be it your mental health disorders or just life in general stuff of what needs to be dealt with in your personal daily living. So it has been brought to my attention obviously that I want to try and share out some more of these mental health disorders, or just mental health conditions, shall we say, demolish the word disorder at this point of time, to actually gain a better understanding and awareness, especially for the one that I've just introduced to you all last night, which was basically Tourette's syndrome. Obviously, there has been just, not much awareness about this, so hopefully along the way, with some of the information I give out to you will be of valuable and use to you, as well as just sharing them around to family and friends regardless what they are. So in all for the do, guys, basically this one's just about how to understand someone with Tourette's and about to be accepting as much as possible. As we know, basically, as I said earlier in the piece about Tourette's syndrome before we begin this, it's a distraction disorder and can be very strange to people who do not know or even understand what Tourette's is. This is why I'm here today, to cover these topics so that we can actually understand what it is and how we can actually treat people with it, or just how to manage it with the person that's living with it in their day-to-day living, so to speak, to make life as easy as possible for them. So, and all for the do, guys, before I also begin, a disclaimer out there is that I'm a normal everyday Joe blogs sharing my story. So if you see any classic signs and symptoms of any of the mental health disorders or whatever it may be that doesn't sound right or ring alarm bells to you, seek professional help for you or your loved one, or seek professional advice, so to speak, so that you can remain in safe hands. So without further ado, guys, this is going to be step by step, hopefully easy to follow through and go through, of understanding, accepting a person with Tourette's syndrome. So hopefully you've learnt something along the way yesterday from the very first one, and give me comments below of obviously what you may wish to see more of based on this Tourette's syndrome series, as well as all these other series that I'm hoping to still tidy up. So number one is do some research at a local library or the internet. As we know now that the internet obviously is worldwide, and there is starting to get more awareness and understanding out there for information regarding of any mental health disorder, not just Tourette's as such. But then again, there has been a website that has been clearly suggested that might be able to be of use, sort of thing, and that is the tsausa.org site. Would be a great place to start to learn and do our research. But then again, like I said, there'll be probably just a little amount of information out there based in New Zealand here where I am at. So I might have to do some research, and hopefully maybe in one of my video series to list some organisations or read out to you some organisations as we go along. Tip number two, however, to continue on though, however, is look for the signs of Tourette's syndrome. As we know, in a given, like anyone, when we meet someone for the first time, we need to be in mind some of it could be a neurological disorder or some other form of disorders, but we need to be clear and understanding about where it comes from. And it may or not be clear, obviously, from starters on the first eye glance that they have Tourette's syndrome. We may think that they're just plain out rude, arrogant, and that when they show their, other signs of the cases of Tourette's. Some are very mild, however, for these cases, and only include motor or vocal tics. Other people may have it worse, however. Their tics consist of yelling, flailing their limbs, and even facial tics that may interrupt their speech. Number three, do not stare if the person has a motor movement based tic. As we know, this is really impolite, obviously, to look at that person while they're doing their motor movement tics and stuff, as it can be so stressful on them, as well it can be you can also say it can be a little distracting for you. Honesty is the best policy, obviously, here, like any other thing, and never be rude to them. They are still, after all, human too, and it's obviously out of their control when they have these tics now and again. Imagine having Parkinson's. It's outside their control because they're living outside their body through these uncontrollable tics. Number four, ask the person about it. Don't be pushy though, however, just to bear in mind though, when it comes down to asking the person about it, you may be able to ask them the question about if they're comfortable about answering or talking about, their condition, regardless what it may be. If they are, ask away. But be sure to be in a considerate manner, be in their shoes, make sure to ask questions that is intelligent and not something outright saying, can't you just stop these tics or these uncontrollable moments where you swear confusedly. Obviously, be in their shoes. Obviously, the answer to that quick, surefire is no. She cannot, as I just said. Tourette's is just much like Parkinson's, and is simply they don't have complete control over their body. Number 5, do not joke about it. Okay, nothing's far worse now, even though it's becoming more and more common in stand-up comedy alone, as well as TV shows and film, to make jokes about Tourette's or any other mental health disorders that we are not aware of or understand more of, especially about a symptom called coprolalia, which I'm hoping to bring more about later on in the piece about this type of Tourette's, so that we can basically become more aware of this and hopefully be able to just support the person with this. A person whose tics includes this, however, the coprolalia, will use swear words without being able to control them. Not all people with Tourette's, however, will show this symptom. If they do, however, they are often treated negatively by strangers for being rude or being laughed at, humiliated, and everything else in between. They aren't being rude or being funny or hilarious. Tourette's patients with coprolalia do not have an easy life. So, just because they, get to swear whenever they want, kind of thing. But that's not always the case, even if they feel they, want to swear whenever they want. Do not swear loudly at someone who annoys you, then grin and say, I have Tourette's. This will make light of a symptom they have to live with every day, however. So again, be in their shoes. Number 6, be patient. If someone has a tic that interrupts speech, either motor or vocal, let him or her get their thought out. It's been very irksome or tiresome when people don't let them finish their sentence, even if it takes them a whole minute to say, I would like some ice cream. It'll be nice for them to say it. It'll make them feel good when they have finally managed to say what they wanted to say. Number 7, defend your friend. There will be those who will bully, taunt, or insult your friend and become the victim of bullying, whatever else it may be. Back them up and make them feel like someone that you do care about. Tourette's, among multiple disorders it's related to, will eventually cause depression, like many other mental health disorders. Being made fun of makes you feel like total crap or shit, so stick up for those who can't help themselves by sticking up for their own self when this does happen. Number 8, let the person feel they can trust you. If the person feels as though they can relax around you and talk to you openly, they will actually exhibit less tics than usual, because obviously the more comfortable they feel, you won't sure as hell see telltale signs of them ticking over all the time. Obviously in stressful situations or just socializing in general is a classic one for them. If they're socializing a lot, can sure as hell be stressful for them, especially if they're not comfortable in talking to that particular someone. Number 9, don't talk about it, okay? It is okay to ask questions if you are keen on learning about it, and just not doing it out of pure sheer lack of just wanting to taunt the meaning even further. But don't make it the topic of all your conversations. Pretend the person doesn't have it and go along your lives as you usually would, and just act normal around them, and treat them as you normally would with other people around you that doesn't have Tourette's. Number 10, make the person feel comfortable. Ignoring the tics, pretending they don't bother you, or not reacting to them can be just great for them. People with Tourette's have enhanced bursts of tics when they are stressed, as I mentioned before. If people notice their tics, they will become more stressed out, resulting in increased tics, and then within these tics they will have meltdowns and whatever else, making them unhappy but not controlling themselves, which will stress them out further, increasing their tics yet again. It is a horrible cycle. Last but not least, number 11, never tell the person that they are being naughty, bad-mannered, rude, causing trouble, playing up, making a show, etc, etc. They've heard it all before. This can obviously really antagonize them or anger them, and they may obviously do the opposite and just do what you're saying. They'll just become reacting more and more badly, along the way. So this quickly ends a short brief overview about understanding Tourette's and respecting your friend who has Tourette syndrome. Give me the like for thumbs up for support. Comment below if I missed out anything, or just feel free to open the discussion before anyone that may have Tourette's, so that we can hopefully understand it more and more of each other, because as I said, I'm hoping for this to be as user friendly as possible for this YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, because I'm hoping to do this on the daily, weekly of certain topics, be it Tourette's or any other topics that I can think of that needs to be addressed. Feel free to also turn on the notification bell so that you know when Aspie's out and about uploading or whatever, when her new videos are up. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends, and feel free to also maybe check on some of my other social media sites if need be. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, AspieAnswersAll. Also, just feel free to also maybe private message me if you need to, either through YouTube or even just through my AspieAnswersAll if you need someone to talk to. And also, guys, do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out. I'll see you all again soon.